Hi, you guys. Are you here to see some of my flowers?
The robins have been busy here in the front of the Botchke household.
I need a pacifier in case things get really, things get
You want reality? I mean, here's my reality.
Don't say on.
My job is to make sure things don't get screwed up. That's what I do for the company.
I didn't really have a place to put it that it wasn't visible. I didn't want everybody in the world to see it, but apparently they will now.
So you never have been on video before?
No, I've
Like
never
a whole
been.
video, anything?
No, I try to stay away from that kind of stuff.
I'm Karen. No one's home except myself and my daughter. Do you want to come say hi? This is Natalie. This is my 11-year-old. Sometimes she helps me weed. I work with our suppliers. So I work with perennial vendors like Darwin Plants, Bare Root, Walter's Garden. One thing that I really want to show you is Leucanthemum White Magic. I put it in at the neighbors. I'm known as one of the plant ladies around here because I run out of room in my own beds. But she only puts in white because she's classy, where mine is like the circus house of color. So I brought her my samples of Leucanthemum White Magic. They're just starting to pop into color, and it fits her very sophisticated style of white and green. So little pops of color, no, not here, just white, and it looks really nice. So she's gonna be happy with the Leucanthemum.
I'm Carl Botchke. I'm the new product development manager for Darwin Perennials, and welcome to my home here in Geneva, Illinois. Weed is a button, so. This is our shady backyard, so we've got lots of shade-loving perennials and some not-so-perennial annuals that will take the shade and give us some color as well back here. These are new experimental varieties. These are some new salvia that hopefully we'll be working with fall floral plant to introduce. This is going to be a potential introduction as well. I love this color. The calyx are super, super dark, so this is the actual flower. The hummingbirds love these salvias. I am into photography because I like taking photos of wildlife and of course flower photography. I do that a lot. Many of the photos that go into the catalog, kind of the first cycle before our professional photographer gets a chance to shoot the variety, come out of my library because I'm taking photos of all the trials I go to and things like that.
I am Leland Turing, Darwin Perennials Sales and Marketing Manager. We are at my house on our back, porch area. We like to do a lot of container gardening. This is where the Darwin commercial comes in. We got three, actually 4 inch. These originally started as 4-inch into here, and they're filling out quite nicely. I think Primavera makes it for a pretty nice addition to any combination as well. So I've got it with Griffin begonia and lamium and some alternanthera. Layla, yeah, you want to smell it? Go. You, what does it smell like?
Hi, I'm Chris Fifo, and welcome to my home in Carpentersville, Illinois. Paula and I moved in here in November, and so this is a huge work in progress. We bought this from an older gentleman who did not do anything outside, and so one of the biggest things that attracted us to this place was the huge backyard and all the opportunities that I have with this land that I have now. And so obviously what I'm gonna need is my masterpiece, my tiller. I've always wanted a tiller, I finally got one, and hey, given this place with no gardens, I needed this tool.
My name is Mylene Bryant. We are at my house in downtown St. Charles. We moved here from Kansas City. I actually have a background in horticulture, and that's how I ended up at Ball. And this is actually my daughter. Her name? Quinn. She's going to the Blue Goose grocery store for us, so she runs errands. She's good for that. Actually, these are a couple different trials, or a couple different new varieties. This is the lavender Primavera, and then also a BFP new variety. And I kind of put them together to see how they do, but I like to do different containers and then also do in-grounds. I do a lot of different things. Well, my containers are my favorite. I like the color combinations. I use the Vinca tattoo with the Salvia Misty, and I just like the blue and the orange coral color together. And then these actually are my favorites too. So this is all Echinacea sombrero, and then I've put in some Zinnia zesties in between, and it is way full, probably fuller than I need to do, but I like that look, so I just do it. My downfall is always putting things too close together, and I even know better.
I'm Marian Miesenberg. I'm the marketing coordinator for Darwin Perennials. This is our home. We've been here for 23 years. I just love living in St. Charles, plus I'm close to Ball.
Those are beautiful urns. You probably have some Darwin perennials in them, right?
No, actually these don't. We've got lobelia, salvia, angelonia, vincavine, and some bacopa. We do have, this is a Darwin perennial, the snowdrift. It looks beautiful in a container, and this will be blooming all summer long. Nice big white fluffy blooms, I love it. Also my lavender primavera over here. And one of the reasons I planted it by the house is I like to smell the lavender as I'm coming home. This is just gorgeous.
Take us around back.
Let's go this way. Oh, this is Poco Yellow, one of our newest sombreros. It's smaller than the other sombreros, it's more compact. Poco is the new series. Then I've got Cheyenne Spirit over here. Ball Ingenuity had a bunch of experimental begonias, and I planted those up. They're just lovely. I love them. I hope they bring those to market. This is Sam. He's a senior. He's 15 years old. He had ACL surgery in December because he blew out his knee. He's our boy.
Good morning, I'm Kat Blaney. I'm the operations manager for Darwin Perennials, and welcome to my home. I live in Naperville, Illinois, and my daughter, she's 22 months old, and she's helped me plant all of it. Every variety we have in Darwin, I try to bring some home to Chicago. So this actually was an area of my yard. It was just a 3x16 strip with nothing. There were brown, ugly rocks when we moved into this home. So we just planted perennials. This variety here, it's called Nepeta Whisper Blue. It's a new Darwin 2021 introduction. I love it. And then because my daughter loves, sensory, we have some lamb's ears planted. We have some new leucanthemum from Darwin, Achillea from Walters, and the Nepeta Whisper Pink. It's just coming into bloom now, but we just planted all this year. And my husband and daughter helped me plant all of it, but we ended with more of the Nepeta, and we have a few other varieties mixed in, which you have to come back this summer to see in full bloom. My neighbors, they come by and they say, "Oh my gosh, it's pretty now. What did you do?" I said, "Well, I work for Darwin Perennials. Of course we can make it gorgeous."
I'm Kathy Goodyear, and I work with Darwin Perennials. It's a perfect fit for me as I'm a kind of a plant hog.
What did you call yourself?
A plant hog? Well, I cleaned it up a little bit. I love perennials. I love plants. So I grew up here. I was 3 years old when we moved here. Don't take a picture of this bed. This was all over where the daylilies are, all the liriope, and I dug it all up and moved it over here. And I think I brought with me a nasty, nasty weed. This bed is one I created a couple of years ago. That is my hosta bed. I had that built when I moved in. I had something similar in Elgin, and it was my little sanctuary. All these bricks edged my gardens in Elgin. I was determined I wasn't leaving them behind. So I dug them all up and transported them to here, knowing I wanted to have a patio built. Well, join me. It's wonderful. I love to sit out here and have a cup of coffee in the morning.
I am Jaco Kuipers. I'm the General Manager for Darwin Perennials, and welcome to my urban little garden house. We are in Oak Park, Illinois, the birthplace of Ernest Hemingway and the location of Frank Lloyd Wright's home and studio. Welcome to what is, I'm sure, the smallest garden you filmed today. This is what you get for gardening in the city. My gracious neighbor has given me the right to use his half, so here's a combination of Darwin Perennials items, some other stuff in here, and including some of the stuff that came out for this coming year. We're dealing with at least probably 2 square meters here. So that's 1/5000th of a hectare, so that would make it 1/2000th of an acre. Well, lavender primavera is doing well here because it's easy. You know, it's we like it for growers because of the, you know, you don't need chill and you know all the grower benefits. From a consumer benefit, it is a very easy plant. This was literally plop in, make sure it gets a little bit of water, make sure it gets sun, and off it goes. There's a few other things in here. The new whisper nepidas are in here, so both the rose pink and the blue. White-cap leucanthemum, which is just starting to send its first flowers. And then here's a bunch of things from years past. So Salvia Blue Bayou, which is a little bit past its peak. Monarda, which still needs to come up. Echinacea sombrero Poco Yellow, which has just shot its first tiny little yellow flower. So we're still in the early stages. It's, you know, second week of June, so we still have some time to go.
So besides gardening and general managing,
Yes.
what do you do?
I dabble in music. I play a couple instruments myself, and I'm part owner of an amplifier company. There you go. There's your Seinfeld intro.
Play Chili Peppers riff. Play.
Or
That's Stevie Wonder. That ain't
yeah,
cheap.
also, it's a Chili Peppers
Brown.
covering. Yeah, or the one that we actually covered was
Sure, she watches this video for sure. You burped? Okay, say excuse me, will you?